Hello everyone. Today we'll be doing sentence correction based on parts of speech. The first sentence is the capital of Bihar is Patna. Now if you've noticed, Bihar and Patna have been written with small letters. So here the correction would be that B of Bihar and P of Patna will be written as a capital because whenever and wherever we have a proper noun in the sentence, irrespective of its position, we will always be writing the first letter of the proper noun as capital. So Bihar, the capital of Bihar is Patna with B capital and P capital will be the correction. Next, Elijah is James Bond of the class. Now this happens to be an incorrect statement. Why? Because here we don't mean that Elijah, who happens to be one individual, we don't mean that he is James Bond means he's Ian Fleming. No, we're just trying to say that Elijah, who happens to be a person, has or possesses the qualities that were possessed or that are possessed by James Bond, by the person who plays James Bond, or by the character rather James Bond of the James Bond series. So the character James Bond of the James Bond series is known for wit, for maturity, for intelligence. So what we're trying to say here is that Elijah has the same kind of qualities. Elijah also is witty, he is also mature, and he also is very intelligent. Therefore, whenever you're using a proper noun as a common noun, you will always be writing the article the before that particular proper noun which is being used as a common noun. So here James Bond does not literally mean James Bond means Ian Fleming. James Bond means only referring to the person's qualities here. So therefore, because we are referring to only the qualities that are possessed by this person James Bond, this James Bond is not acting as a proper noun but as a common noun. Therefore, with such words, with such proper nouns that act as common noun in the sentence, these common nouns will always be written with an article the before them. So the correction that we'll be doing to this sentence will be Elijah is the James Bond of the class. The parliament is divided on the will. Now, whenever we have any collective noun in any of the sentence, the first thing that we need to identify is that whether this collective noun gives us a common output, a single opinion, a common inference, or do we have a difference in opinions? Do we have multiple things coming out of that collective noun? Here, because it says that parliament is divided on the will, so therefore the collective noun which is parliament will not be treated as a singular entity, which it would mean that here we are not referring to one body, rather we are talking about people who make parliament. So it is not that parliament is divided, it is the members of the parliament are divided. Therefore, whenever you have any collective noun in a sentence and it gives out multiple opinions, it gives out any kind of a difference, you will always be treating that collective noun as plural. Therefore, the verb that follows will always be plural. So the correction that we'll do to this sentence will be replacing is with are. The parliament are divided on the will. The cotton is a cash crop. Whenever you have any abstract noun or any material noun, here cotton is a material noun. Using that material noun, we are making finished goods, finished products. So here, whenever or anywhere in the sentence, if you have any material noun or any abstract noun, that material noun and abstract noun will never take any article before them. We'll have to remove this the from here and it will to make the sentence correct. So the correct sentence will be cotton is a cash crop. Funsuk Wangdu had a herd of cows. He hired Millimeter to look after her. Now this her refers to cows here. Now, whenever you have any collective noun, here it is herd. So this collective noun here, though, is of cows, which is a female, but still whenever you are talking of any collective noun, that collective noun, no matter who is the member of that collective noun. No matter whether that collective noun is made by things or people, that is non-living or living entities, we will always be treating that collective noun as a neuter gender. Therefore, considering that collective noun which is heard here as a neuter gender, we'll be putting a neuter gender word which is it. So therefore, Funsuk Wangru had a herd of cows. He hired Millimeter to look after it. It or her, both the words here do not refer to cows, because in that case it would have been the plural form of it. It refers to herd, right? Because it's a collective noun, it will be treated as a neuter gender and singular entity, because we're talking of a collective noun that is not giving out multiple opinions. Therefore, the correction to it will be Funsuk Wangru had a herd of cows. He hired Millimeter to look after it. There is no money in the bank in Jethalal's and Daya's joint account. Now here, we'll have to notice the usage of apostrophe. If I have a sentence that says Jethalal's and Daya's joint account, this would mean that we are talking about two joint accounts, one owned by Jethalal and the other owned by Daya. But the particular sentence tries to convey that Jethalal and Daya, they have one joint, because we're talking of joint account. So this means that it is their joint account that we're referring to. There means Jethalal and Daya's. Therefore, whenever you talk of any single entity, then for all the multiple things for which you will need to show the possession, you will be using an apostrophe only with the last thing. Therefore, the correction that we'll be doing to this sentence will be, there is no money in the bank in Jethalal and Daya's joint account. We'll have to remove the apostrophe from Jethalal and only use the apostrophe with Daya, which now suggests that we're talking of a joint account that is of Jethalal and Daya as one. Who shall win if there is a contest between the vampires and the werewolves? Now, not necessarily that always the errors will be based on verb or based on any part of speech. You always could have errors in the sentence, as we did the first sentence, which was Bihar and Patna, which were proper nouns, were not written properly. So you could have those kind of errors in the sentence as well, though that is from nouns. Because it was a proper noun always starts with a capital letter. Likewise, you may have errors in the sentence that may not be very visible. Now, if you read the sentence very carefully, you will see that werewolves has been written incorrectly. How is it written? It is written as WEREWOLFS. Now, whenever you have any noun that is ending with F, most of the cases that F ending noun, and when you convert that into a plural, the last letter, that is F, gets replaced with VES to make that word as a plural. So that will be the correction here. Who shall win if there is a contest between the vampires and the werewolves? And werewolves will be WOLVES and not FS. Queen Elizabeth is the monarchess of England. Now, whenever we have words like monarch, we do not have any feminine gender for that. It is treated as both the masculine and the feminine gender. Therefore, this word monarchess is incorrect here. We'll have to change it to monarch only. So Queen Elizabeth is the monarch of England. Sushmita Sen is one of those Miss Universe contestants who attributed their success to her parents. Now see, the words her here, who attributed her success to her parents. This her refers to Sushmita Sen, but we have a word which is those, which is plural. We do not want to refer to Sushmita Sen, but we want to refer to each and every such Miss Universe who attributed their success to the parents. Therefore, because we have this relative pronoun here, which is associated which is like who did it? Those Miss Universe contestants. So because of this particular relative pronoun which refers to those, therefore we'll be using a plural word with them, plural pronoun replacing them. Therefore the correct sentence will be Sushmita Sen is one of those Miss Universe contestants who attributed their success to their parents. Not referring to Sushmita Sen but referring to those contestants. Either the principal or the students should be responsible for the management of his school. Now, whenever you have in the sentence the pair either or, you will have to notice the subjects that are placed after them. With either, we've used principal, a singular, and with or, we've used students, which is plural. And whenever we are placing any verb, we need to notice the subject that is placed nearest to it. Here, the verb that we are using, or maybe the pronoun that we are using, is nearest to the subject students, and students is a plural entity. Therefore the pronoun or the verb that follows should always be mapping or agreeing with the person in the which is closest to it, person in number, that is singular or plural. Because the person here, the subject here is singular, plural, therefore the pronoun or maybe the verb that we use also will be plural. The correction, either the principal or the students should be responsible for the management of their school, because school is not of the principal, it is of both the teacher and the taught, the principal, the teachers, the management, the students, everybody's. The campus of the school is larger than the college. Now, again, we are trying to compare using the degree larger. Comparing what? Comparing the campus, but we are making an incorrect comparison. We are doing it incorrectly. The former part of the sentence suggests that we are having or we are considering the campus of school. The latter part of the sentence suggests that it is the college. So what we're doing, we're trying to compare the school's campus with college and not with the campus of the college but with the entire college, which is incorrect. You cannot draw a comparison between two things that are different. The comparison has to be drawn between two similar kind of things. In order to make them similar, you can do two things. Either you put it as the campus of the school is larger than that of the college, or you may put it as the campus of the school is larger than the campus of the college. In case you wish to remove this campus from here and only compare school with college, the buildings, you can always have the change as the school is larger than the college. But it is advised that you should not change the essence, the meaning of the sentence. Having removed the word campus would give a different meaning to the sentence, which will change it. You are not advised to change the sentence, only correct the sentence rather. Therefore, it is advised that you make the changes like then that of the college or then the campus of the college, which will render correctness to the sentence. So the correct sentence will be either the campus of the school is larger than that of the college, or the campus of the school is larger than the campus of the college. I have contributed to the team as much as him. Now here, as much as, it joins the clauses. What are the clauses that we're talking about? I have contributed to the team. He has contributed to the team. Has contributed to the team is silent. It is understood in the sentence, but it is silent, right? Therefore, whenever you have any such particular word that has or joins two clauses, you need to notice that which case is used. Whether is it the nominative case or is it the objective case. Now here, whenever you have such sentences, you will always be using the nominative case and never the objective. Him is objective. It is not acting as an object. It is acting as a nominative case. Therefore, the correction that we'll be doing is I have contributed to the team as much as he. He earns more than her. We usually use such sentences in English, but the sentences are incorrect because again, he earns more. than her. This gives us an understanding that as if this her that we are talking about, this lady that we're talking about, is an object of the preposition than. But than is not being used as a preposition here. It is used as a conjunction. It is joining two clauses. Preposition than means except. Conjunction than means joining two. He earns more than she earns. So she earns in the sentence is silent but is understood. Therefore, whenever you have, the easiest way to interpret would be you spot the words. Whether is it preposition or a conjunction. The words like than, if they're acting as a preposition, then you can have objective case, him, her. The words if act as a conjunction, conjunctions will never take an objective but a nominative case. Therefore, we'll have to replace this her with she. He earns more than she. She, within brackets, for your understanding, it is she earns. Earns is understood but is silent. No friend will come to your party but I. Again, now the word but is used as a preposition and not as a conjunction. Wherever you have a preposition, it follows an objective case, not a nominative. Now here we are using a nominative case, I, we kind of things. Therefore, we'll have to remove this nominative case and replace it with an objective. So no friend will come to your party but me. But means except. Except means nobody else is going to come. So therefore, I'll be doing this change because it is but, which is a preposition and not a conjunction. Therefore, the but, which is preposition, will always be followed by an objective case. So I'll have to remove this nominative, put an objective. My friend and brother have come. Now, had it been my friend and my brother, then I would have understood that we are talking about two people. One is a friend and the other is a brother. Because we do not have any word like my or any article like the written before the two subjects, therefore this particular thing always will suggest that we're talking of only one individual. This one individual happens to be using both the capacities, that of a friend and that of a brother as well. So we are talking of only one individual who's both a friend and brother of that individual. Therefore, the correction will be my friend and brother has come. Considering that friend and brother is a single person, only one person who is both the friend and the brother. He has joined a 3 years course. Whenever you have any compound adjective, that compound adjective will always, the unit will always be written as singular. Therefore, the correction will be he has joined a 3-year course. Engineering is a 4-year course. It is not 4 years course. 4-year, because 4-year or 3-year is a compound adjective always written as singular. Among the politicians, who could be more honest? Among suggests that we are talking of more than two entities, more than two people. Therefore, with more than two people, will always be using superlative degree and never the comparative. Here we are using comparative degree more. We'll have to remove this comparative with and replace it with the superlative degree. So among the politicians, who could be the most honest? Apples from Uttarakhand are inferior than those from Himachal. Whenever you have in a sentence the words like inferior, superior, senior, junior, preferable, prefer, all such words always take to infinitive and they will never use than. Therefore, that will be the correction that we'll be doing to this sentence. This correct sentence will be written as apples from Uttarakhand are inferior to those from Himachal. It is the most unique choice. Now there are certain words like unique, extraordinary, etc. or maybe the shapes square, circle. For such kind of words that are unique, unique means the only one of its kind. Whenever you have such a word, we do not use any degree to them. Why? Because by default if I talk of the word unique, it is the only one of a kind. So because it is the only one of a kind, you can't compare that thing with any other, because you don't have any other thing to compare that thing with, because comparison is always drawn between two things or among a lot of things. Here, because we are only talking of a certain entity, that is only one. With one, it is always a positive degree that will be used. Therefore, the correction that we'll be doing is we'll be removing this most from here and just putting it as a positive degree word. So it is a unique. Choice will be the correct sentence. He ran fast tremendously. Tremendously is an adverb of manner, and whenever you have any adverb of manner in the sentence, the MPT rule says that manner driven adverbs will be placed after the main verb. The main verb is ran, therefore we'll have to change the placement of this tremendously and put it just after the verb. He ran tremendously fast will be the correction. The river flows below the bridge. Now the words like below or above, these suggest only the position. They suggest only the cover of something. Here, because we're talking about river, which is having a certain motion as well. It is not just the cover, but the motion. We're talking of something that is always in movement. Therefore, we'll not be using a word that only suggests or refers to the position. We'll have to choose a word that refers to both the position, the cover, and the movement. Therefore, the word that we'll be using will be under and never below. Likewise, for the words, for the sentences that use above, and we are talking of both the motion and the position and the motion. In that case, that above will be replaced with over. So here the river flows below the bridge will be corrected to the river flows under the bridge. They had hardly finished their meals that at once they resumed their duty. Now, hardly. Hardly substitutes scarcely, and with scarcely the pair is when and never any other. So we'll have to use the same component if we are using the pair. They had hardly finished their meals when at once they resumed their duty. Neither Prannoy nor his wife were aware of the arrangements made for the journey. Now, neither nor or either or, whenever you have in any sentence, notice the subjects that are placed after these words. With neither, we are using prannoy, a singular noun. With nor also, we are using a singular noun, which is wife, singular person. Therefore, the verb that follows or the pronoun that follows will be also singular. So here we'll be replacing this verb, which is a plural verb, and putting in place of that, we'll be putting was a singular. So neither Prannoy nor his wife was aware of the arrangements made for the journey. With this, we come to the end of this particular lecture. I hope you have now understood how you will correct the sentences when it comes to the sentences based on parts of speech. Now, exam point of view, you will be given a sentence and you will be given 4 or 2 or 3, depending upon the type of question, you'll be giving options. Based on those options, will you be marking only the correct option as the correct answer. You don't have to write. It is not a subjective paper. It will be a paper that will have MCQs. You have a sentence. Either it will be a true-false sentence. It could be a fill in the blank, or it could be choose the correct answer. You only have to choose the correct option of the options available, and that is it. You don't have to write anything, and this is only we are talking of this paper, professional communication paper. Thank you for watching. I hope you've understood. Have a good day ahead.